Pull it out. Gotta whip it out.
Too bad. At least they didn't knock any cords out. Mac.
They don't really fuck around
No, I
over
am
here.
watching Fuchs. I'm afraid she's about to turn some of the console off or something.
That's what I worry about. So yeah, and then like that's the other thing that really bugs me. That's Diva and I discussed this. She made it perfectly clear to me. Like, I don't think they should get unathletic people or people who never do martial arts films to be in martial arts films, to like be the main martial artist. Like Julia Estelle wasn't really all that good in the Raid 2. Like even with having like the awesome choreographers they had, you could seriously tell she'd never done any of that shit before.
Yeah.
It showed a lot. A lot of
was just kinda
her
cute as a button.
movements were like goofy and off. Like I didn't like it.
It's very interesting fights, but well, at least you made it this far.
And then pew. And then so in that movie, she's also in that.
She's
The
supposed to be
fighting
the
was
big badass.
the fighting. Her fight. Yeah, I think she's supposed to be like the final boss.
Yeah.
Her fighting was even
One of-
worse. It was so much worse. Like that first fight scene, her introducing her as like the scary badass. It was like,
Yeah.
no, this is awful. Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck was this? It was like she's in a room full of like 20 dudes. Okay, not 20, but at least like 7. And most of whom,
Unlocked.
a couple of them had guns. And then a few other had melee weapons. And she just kind of like one at a time runs up to each one of them. And they don't even like fight back.
And then at the end of the fight, you see the boss who sent all the thugs after her still sitting down eating his dinner just with a dumbfounded like, "Duh?" Look on his
And
face. Like,
The
how
main
did that
bad
happen?
guy. The main bad guy, he was like so. You could tell, again, we keep saying this a lot. Was forced. They wanted to. They really wanted to like sell it that he's crazy. He's a lunatic.
Oh,
and
he's crazy.
he'll just keep shooting you,
careful.
not to kill you, but to like torture you. And like he
I'll send my guys out
creepy laughs at everything that you say to him when you suggest he might be a little loony.
You're my thug. Go ahead and,
And it's
take
like
this
they really,
gun
they really didn't
and go
need
into this
to,
hallway. Oh, whoops! Did I accidentally send you into an ambush? Tee hee.
I don't think they
Just
needed
see-
to. Oh goddamn!
Quickly, go while the trains are coming. Get onto the track. Go, go, go.
I forget. Is it this way?
Yeah, this way. Follow that train. Just don't be on the track. Because another train will come.
Yeah, I remember. You almost lost me back there, boys. Get off the foot. Why are you both standing on it?
Because not exactly the brightest, cookies.
Okay, they seriously
I
cannot
hate-
be
I hate this
waiting
shit.
for this.
This
Oh,
is
it's because there's
one.
one cop who jumped on the
really
tracks.
Actually, it's like
okay,
a fuck ton of
there's a
them.
couple of them.
Okay, now they're going. Now they're moving.
So, they already kind of sold that guy as being like a freaky bad guy by like suggesting he's a child molester or something like that.
Yeah, and his introduction
that was
dumb
enough.
as fuck. Because the thing is, he was in a cell. He was in an isolated cell, and the cop showed up and threw him pictures of the kids he had killed and I guess
Probably
presumably
molested.
molested. And it's like, look at what you've done, you animal. And it's like, why would you give the molester pictures of his victims when he probably, when you arrested him, had pictures of these kids all over his house anyway?
Yeah.
He wants it. Like, he's going to use that to get
It's
off
like, oh,
later.
thanks for giving me these. I need these.
And then I guess one of his henchmen was a janitor there and set him free. And when he came out
Oh,
of
he's
the
a
cell, he
prisoner.
was in his own suit. Just, it was bad. That movie wasn't good. And what Diva pointed out too, the prison that they were in wasn't even a prison that like they typically have there.
Yeah.
And well, what would this one be in? Was that Malaysia?
No, it was Indonesia.
Indonesia. Yeah, because here's the thing: American prisons are not a international universal thing. This game itself, this level actually points out how there's some differences between American prison and other places around the world.
Oh shit.
Oh, balls.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Better just use that cheat code. Michael, damn it. Oh, that was one of those bad movies that I wasn't able to finish. Like, yeah, that's one thing I used to do all the time until kind of recently since we got the living room open again. Like, I would, on my days off, just get on Netflix and find just a bad movie. Just find something that looks like it would be kind of bad or like maybe potentially good, and just find something I've never seen or heard of before and just watch it and then just review it in my notebook. You know.
Yeah.
Really bad movies. Fullmetal Alchemist. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Somebody missed the point.
Yeah.
Somebody just fucked up. And they set that one up for a sequel.
I don't know what the hell it
They
is.
did major crucial parts of the climactic sequences at the end of the entire fucking series, and then ended those way too easily, and then set it up for a sequel.
I don't know what
And
is
cut
up
out
with
main
them.
characters
and they,
like Scar and Armstrong, and fucking Teacher. God, that movie irritated the hell out of me. I finished it anyway. Didn't want to. Did not enjoy myself.
I don't know what's up with these guys and
love
not being able to
Brotherhood.
make live action films of
Fullmetal
their own
Alchemist Brotherhood
animes.
is probably my favorite anime. I've watched it to completion countless times.
Yeah.
Just that movie was disappointing.
It's like Death Note.
Death Note I didn't expect to be good.
Oh no.
Either one of the
Hell
ones
no.
that they've made. Because we didn't watch the Netflix one. There's just no point. Didn't need to. You could see what that was going to be clear from the trailer. And like
Oh yeah, I was talking about the Japanese movie,
Die
not
Hard
the
fans really wanted like to try to fight me on that. It's going to be good. You don't know. You've never watched Death Note. I'm like,
Yeah, we have.
oh, buddy. I forced myself to watch all of Death Note just to see if it would get good. And by the end of it, I was just wanting to see Light die, because fuck that character, man. He's the worst. But, yeah. The original Japanese one, closer to the anime, just still absurd. Honestly, the movie ended where the series should have.
Yeah.
Where L died, and then they catch Light instead of L died. And now Death Note 2.
Yeah. Season 2.
With the brand new introduction, with the fucking what the fuck intro and song, and just
And which
Oh my
which
God.
Red Hot Chili Peppers song was like the main theme to the movie?
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, what the fuck? I forgot about that. And that movie too is also a two-part
I
thing.
guess Brucey didn't need me to pick him up.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oof. Yeah, that movie was rough. That was another one of those. Japan CGI, not so great.
Well, I'm like wondering how, like, why almost all their movies that need CGI is done so terribly.
Yeah.
Almost every single Takashi Miike, like, I love Takashi Miike's movies, like, I love his movies, but then every time he has CGI in it, what the hell? Yeah, anyway. They always have one scene that has really bad CGI in it. Like,
Is that the guy that did Ichi the Killer?
yeah.
Yeah.
That movie especially is full of really bad
Yeah,
CGI
that's what I
cuts.
thought.
Like, that's kind of why I stopped watching it, because I was like, I'm going to finish it anyway, but I was just like, this is really hard for me to watch right now.
Again, to bring up Shin Godzilla, I enjoyed that movie for the most part.
Oh, yeah, that movie's entertaining.
That movie's
as
got
hell.
a lot of good parts to it.
I loved
like,
it.
The whole, like, as much as people don't like the scenes that don't involve Godzilla in Godzilla movies, this one had some, like, interesting stuff.
Well, because
Of
they
them
were
trying to
talking
figure
about the
out
politics
what
of
the
things.
fuck he is, how to deal with it, you know, politics kind of fucking up the handling
Oh
of the
my
whole
God.
situation. That was the whole thing. Shin Godzilla where Godzilla was, a metaphor for the atomic bomb, Shin Godzilla was a metaphor for fucking extreme weather and like, what was it, the hurricanes or the earthquakes, tsunamis?
Everything. Japan gets hit by
that
everything.
hit, I think, Taiwan and just killed fuckloads of people and shit, and the entire government just seriously mishandled that situation. So that's what Shin Godzilla was just kind of a statement on extreme weather and how poorly the government can handle those extreme situations. But the Godzilla parts of that movie, if you squint your eyes, he looks amazing.
His animation is fucking weird.
They definitely want the more terrifying look, but you could tell he wasn't exactly there.
He's creepy as hell, but it was awesome.
But they went hardball with that Godzilla, like Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And I guess another quick, just branch off from that. What certain movies tend to do that's kind of incredibly annoying, introducing the American Japanese woman.
That was stupid.
Right. The pretty Japanese girl who
That
you can
was
put in your movie
stupid.
because she's pretty and she speaks English, so she can appeal to the American audiences.
Yeah, because she was supposed to be the American representative, and she comes over to Japan because she can speak Japanese. But it was like
her English was
she was
so,
but she was so obviously Japanese who could speak English, not American who could speak Japanese. It was like, yeah, she was a Japanese
she spoke
woman.
English, it's like
Her
I can
English
tell this isn't
was
your first
broken.
language.
Her accent was thick. But then when she speaks Japanese, it's flawless. But she didn't speak Japanese that much in that movie.
Mr. President,
Because she was supposed to be like...
would you like to get involved? We want to drop the bomb on you guys again.
Fuck off.
It's like, oh yeah, you're definitely American.
And we're not sitting here. I don't know. Obviously
But
not rating on
the
race, but it was just
movies-
like, no, she's not
Movies
passing.
do that shit,
hell?
man. We're like, why do foreign films? Again, I get it with the whole like trying to appeal to Japan. You gotta get a big name person to be in your movie to get funding, or like get people interested. Great Wall,
Well, that was
even
Chinese.
though it sucks, and the whole movie is like this takes place in China, but our main character is Matt Damon.
White guy, white savior. That's what that's what the trope is called in movies like that, is the white savior character.
Like Max Payne, the great American savior of the poor.
Well, that's not what I was talking about.
But that's
Tom Cruise in The Last Samurai.
Yeah, it's pretty much the whole thing. Like I hate
We got like
where you just kind of appeal.
We've got like 20-something minutes before we're at the 2-hour mark. So if you want to go ahead and try to get to the heart.
Oh yeah. Do that, cause that's what I wanted to do in this playthrough.
It might take a couple tries, but
I want to get to the heart of liberty.
no fighting.
I'll slap you
Awesome. Chill.
right to your little nose. Anyway.
Ah.
So, foreign films, let me just tell you, you're foreign directors or whatever, if you're making a movie and it doesn't take place in America and you want to release it in America, you don't have to put a white dude or an American or a quote-unquote American in your movie to appeal.
That's not what the producers think.
Well, producers are
Unfortunately,
fucking dumbasses.
producers
Like
are the ones who
anybody
make the stupid decisions, and they're like, it's all about marketing. Like that's
Money,
kind of what I hate
money,
about a lot. That's
money,
the big
money.
problem with
That's why I like
film
independent
and video games
stuff there.
is the marketing is what kills shit, because they worry more about marketing than they do about the content actually
We
being
spend
good.
So much money in that shit.
That's why I said they depend on hype
So dumb.
for things, because hype and pre-ordering, that's what makes them the most money. And like, if they didn't have that stuff, people would, I don't know, buy shit responsibly.
I feel like I
And,
should have tried to find a parachute before I did this.
I don't think the parachute helps with this too much, because usually we get right up on it and then just jump out and hope that we land right on the platform.
Okay.
And the parachute.
Aim this.
If you just bounce off the building, the parachute's not going to save you.
There's some pigeons in here that I'm pretty sure we haven't killed.
Nah, most likely.
So let's just.
That's why we just like
hit the brake a bit. Slow
shoot
it
the
down.
rocket launcher.
Don't want to slam into the fucking statue.
Yeah.
There she is. The Statue of Happiness.
Liberty is land.
Their fucking coffee cup to rip on Hillary. Which, I think that's Hillary's face, too.
Could be.
Might be.
You don't see her trying to fucking sue Rockstar like
Well, I mean, that's why
5-10 years after.
Shit! I fucked up.
Because that's what Lindsay Lohan has been like trying to sue the shit out of Rockstar ever since GTA 5 came out, because she keeps trying to say that one of the characters in it is supposed to be her, and it's like, no, it's a satire.
Because
Of like all
wasn't the whole
sorts
thing,
of
though,
teen
like,
actors.
There was a coffee scene in one of the original games that Hillary Clinton like used as anti-video game.
Oh no, the hot
thing?
coffee mode, the
Yeah,
sex mini
yeah.
game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot she led the charge on that.
And
shit.
that's why the Statue of Happiness has
is
a coffee cup
holding hot coffee.
and potentially has Hillary Clinton's face.
That's right. I forgot about that. Big surprise. I'm a fan of Zero Punctuation, Yahtzee Croshaw, and all his stuff. I plan on playing Consuming Shadow at some point. That's a really fun game. But anyway, one of his.
Take two.
Hold on. So something he struggles with the gaming industry is not a lot of games are being released frequently enough for him to keep up with reviews. So sometimes he'll do like retro reviews, or sometimes he'll just talk about something totally different. And like he did not really a retro review, but like he did a thing for
I've never
Fucking
heard
God.
that before. I would love to go to a show.
so
Why do I gotta pick him up if he's taking me to a
he
show?
did a
Fuck!
review.
A little bit too
Bail.
close. A little bit too close.
You probably could have landed. That would have been
I
hilarious.
actually really gotta take a shit.
Jesus. So
If I fuck up this time, maybe we'll. No. Yep. Here, you want to give it a shot?
what the hell was that? Was it just like the momentum of you flying out of there that killed you? Because
Here we
I
go.
didn't think your health was that shit.
Yeah, I can't hold this anymore.
I guess. So yeah, he did a sort of review for San Andreas, but he used it as an opportunity to talk about controversy and gaming, and how, again, it kind of comes back to the whole conservatives wanting to use games as an excuse for evils of the world and stuff, which is all bullshit. We know it. People who love video games, people who play video games. I'm one of those. Video games are art types. So yeah, that's he covered that whole controversy that we just discussed about Hillary and some of the other conservatives leading a charge against San Andreas, just because it wasn't so much like you can just access it, period. It's not like it was something that you could just like start up the game and be like, oh yeah, now I'm gonna go have sex with my girlfriend. It was like a file you had to access and turn on. Like you had to access the console to, god damn it, turn the fucking camera. That's 'cause I'm going backwards. Anyway, you had to like turn it on and then you could get to it and stuff like that. And it wasn't even really that big a deal. It was really, I've never seen it. I've never played it. I've just seen it on so many different game reviews where they talk about controversy in games, or like sex in games and stuff like that. And yeah. Whoop. I fucked that up. So yeah, confirmed. Statue is sort of a parody of Hillary and her charge against hot coffee. They're just pissed off that CJ wanted to get laid, and they weren't. We are going to get to this heart. Oh, god damn it. Packy, you impatient. It's like, yo, bro, I died. Please forgive me. It's like, you know, if me and Dylan made plans to meet up and do something and then he couldn't make it because he fucking died, I'm not going to be like, oh, wow, thumbs down, bro, thumbs down.
Something is wrong with my stomach today.
Yeah, I look at the whole leading the charge against San Andreas for that as these conservatives with very strict outlook, with their very strict outlook on having sex and the taboo of it and original sin.
I've never understood that fight.
Fuck! I'm trying to shoot it like a basketball. I'm just going to throw myself into it. Anyway, they're just pissed off. Oh! They're just pissed off that a couple pixels are getting laid and they aren't.
What do you mean this fucking blocky woman has nipples?
Actually, she doesn't. I don't think so.
I don't know.
The texture, probably. I mean, shit, even the women in this and GTA 5 don't have nipples. They're covered up.
Yeah. Yeah. Alright, how many tries is this now?
I think the one you saw just now was my third.
Alright, so take 6. With great power comes great responsibility.
Jesus Christ. Dylan. You son of a bitch. Just gotta approach it slowly and hover. I got impatient. I'm gonna smooch that heart. You kind of gotta like clang up against it almost.
Come
Like
on, lady.
you gotta risk. Yeah.
You know you had to do it for me.
Oh yes!
For a second, I thought I was meant to get caught up in the propeller.
The propeller's gonna whack it.
Okay, just gotta find the door now. One of these doors.
It's not like the other.
It's gotta be this one then.
One of these you can no clip.
This one. Yeah. Now, right on up the ladder. Right on up the ladder. Nico, get
Other
on.
side.
Okay. And we're up.
Bing, 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 bing. I'm fucking serious about this. Ugh, God damn.
And now it's red. There we go.
There she be.
Thump, thump.
The heart of Liberty City.
Alright, it's gonna be
Get that rocket launcher out, just start firing off in directions.
kill some flying rats in here. Try not to kill myself.
Nice.
And one more for the road.
Shoot off to the other side.
Yeah.
Oh wait, got one.
Yep. Okay.
I don't know how many more though.
Now, no, those won't count unless we save, but you people saw it. You know where they are. we can always do it again. This is the heart. I don't think anything happens.
Shoot at the heart. I was gonna say shoot a rocket launcher at the heart. I shoot a rocket at the heart.
Eat this, bitch. Wow. Should we went better than I thought it would.
Well, so that was this episode of I Need a Playthrough.
Yep. That'll be
Got
that.
Anger issues, controversy in video games, gender identities,
You know, message we can leave you with, as usual, just be excellent to each other.
That's not our thing.
No. But, yeah. So we're done for this one. Next time, I don't know, we have any ideas what we're do next time?
Depends on Joey's next day off.
Yep.
We're still gonna probably play a couple older games.
Yeah.
And also maybe depends on whenever we get that cord so we can.
I think they're
record on
getting
the
it now,
PS3.
so starting soon we should be able to start playing games that I've got on my
Because
playing my games.
I've got a couple lined up, but yeah.
Like Resident Evil or
Yep.
God of War, Kingdom Hearts, Kong of Warriors. But okay, yeah. Well, this is Nick, and
And this is Chris.
so, you know, peace and love,
See y'all
everybody.
next time.
Stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated.
Oh, whoops.